Have you ever felt like no matter how much love or reassurance you get, it's never enough? Do your fears of being abandoned or not being good enough keep sabotaging your relationships? If you've been trapped in this cycle, it's not your fault, but it's time to break free. Let me show you how to heal, reclaim your peace, and build the relationships you truly deserve. Welcome to Brainy One, where we dive deep into the complexities of the human mind, motivation, and personal transformation. Today, we're uncovering the secret to healing from anxious attachment, a struggle that silently holds so many of us back from true peace and happiness in our relationships. If you've ever felt trapped by fears of rejection or overwhelmed by the need for constant reassurance, this video is for you. Let's explore how to break free from the chains of anxiety and discover the strength to build healthier, more fulfilling connections. 1. Understanding anxious attachment. Anxious attachment is an emotional pattern rooted in early life experiences, particularly inconsistent caregiving or unmet emotional needs during childhood. It shapes the way we connect with others, often creating a cycle of emotional dependency and insecurity. This attachment style manifests in various ways. You may feel an overwhelming need for constant reassurance, as if your worth hinges on your partner's validation. Trusting others can become a challenge, as fear of abandonment overshadows the relationship. Every delay in response or perceived distance can trigger anxiety, making you question your partner's feelings or commitment. Common behaviors include overanalyzing interactions, seeking constant attention, and feeling uneasy when your partner isn't immediately available. These patterns aren't intentional but are deeply ingrained responses to emotional uncertainty. Understanding anxious attachment isn't about self-blame, it's about self-awareness. Recognizing these patterns allows you to take the first step toward change. It's not just about identifying the problem, it's about understanding the why behind your feelings and actions. When you acknowledge the roots of anxious attachment, you open the door to healing, self-compassion, and the possibility of building healthier, more secure relationships, both with others and, most importantly, with yourself. 2. Recognizing the root causes. Anxious attachment doesn't appear out of nowhere. It often stems from deep-seated experiences in our early years or past relationships. Understanding these root causes is essential to breaking free from the cycle. In childhood, inconsistent caregiving can lay the foundation for anxious attachment. If a caregiver was sometimes attentive and loving but other times unavailable or dismissive, you may have learned to cling to relationships, fearing abandonment. This inconsistency creates a sense of instability that carries over into adult connections. Past relationships also play a role. Betrayal, rejection, or being emotionally neglected can reinforce feelings of unworthiness and the fear of being left behind. These painful experiences create emotional triggers that resurface in current relationships, often in the form of overthinking, excessive reassurance, seeking, or jealousy. To heal, start with self-reflection. Ask yourself, what situations make me feel most insecure? What patterns from my childhood or previous relationships might be influencing my reactions? Identifying these triggers is the first step toward breaking free from their hold. When you understand the root causes of anxious attachment, you gain clarity and the power to reshape your emotional responses, paving the way for healthier, more peaceful relationships. 3. The role of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of breaking free from anxious attachment. It's about looking inward, recognizing your patterns, and understanding how your thoughts and behaviors impact your relationships. Without self-awareness, the cycle of fear, insecurity, and overdependence continues unchecked. Start by observing your reactions during moments of insecurity. Do you constantly seek reassurance from your partner? Do you feel anxious when they don't reply immediately? These patterns are clues revealing how anxious attachment manifests in your life. Self-awareness helps you pause and question your thoughts. Are your fears based on reality, or are they rooted in past pain? This reflection can stop automatic responses like overthinking or clinginess and replace them with more balanced, intentional actions. Journaling can be a powerful tool for building self-awareness. Write about your triggers, emotions, and reactions to better understand their origins. Therapy or counseling can also provide a safe space for exploring these patterns with guidance. By cultivating self-awareness, you take the first step toward breaking the cycle of anxious attachment. It empowers you to understand yourself deeply, challenge unhelpful behaviors, and build stronger, healthier connections based on trust and mutual respect. 4. Building self-worth. Healing from anxious attachment starts with strengthening your sense of self-worth. When you rely too much on others for validation or constantly fear abandonment, it's often because you've neglected your own needs for self, love, and confidence. You must learn to love and value yourself before expecting that love from others. Start by practicing self-affirmation. Every day, tell yourself positive truths, things like "I am worthy of love" or "I am enough as I am." Over time, these affirmations help rewire your brain, replacing self-doubt with a stronger sense of self-respect and assurance. Journaling is another great way to boost self-esteem. Write down your strengths, achievements, and the qualities you admire in yourself. Reflect on moments where you've shown resilience or love, no matter how small. These reminders of your worth will shift your focus away from seeking constant validation. Therapy can also be incredibly beneficial in building self-worth. A therapist can help you unpack past wounds, identify negative thought patterns, and guide you in creating a healthier relationship with yourself. By consistently working on your self-esteem, you'll feel more secure and independent in your relationships. This foundation of self-love makes it easier to form balanced, healthy connections without fear or dependency. 5. Developing healthy boundaries. One of the most important steps in healing from anxious attachment is learning to set and maintain healthy boundaries. Boundaries are essential for fostering self-respect and ensuring that relationships remain balanced. Without clear boundaries, you might find yourself giving too much of yourself, neglecting your own needs, or allowing others to cross lines that make you uncomfortable. Start by identifying what makes you feel safe, respected, and valued in relationships. Understand what behaviors you are willing to tolerate and what you aren't. For example, if constant texting or reassurance makes you feel overwhelmed, recognize that and make it clear to your partner. When it comes to communicating your needs, clarity is key. Be direct and assertive, but also kind. Instead of waiting for someone to guess what you need, openly share it with them. For instance, saying, "I need some space to process my thoughts," or "I feel loved" when you show appreciation through actions helps create mutual understanding and respect. Remember that boundaries are not just about saying no, but about protecting your emotional well-being and encouraging healthier, more sustainable connections. A relationship built on clear boundaries will foster respect, trust, and emotional security for both individuals involved. 6. Practicing emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is a key skill to develop when healing from anxious attachment. It helps you manage the intense emotions that can arise in relationships, such as fear of abandonment, jealousy, or overwhelming anxiety. The ability to stay calm and grounded, even in challenging situations, is crucial for breaking the cycle of anxious attachment. One powerful technique for emotional regulation is mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, you can learn to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This allows you to detach from the overwhelming emotions that may arise, creating space between the feeling and your reaction. Start by focusing on your breath or paying attention to the present moment, grounding yourself in the now. Deep breathing exercises can also be incredibly effective. When you start to feel anxious, try taking slow, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. This simple act can calm your nervous system and help you regain control. Another helpful technique is grounding exercises. For example, focus on your senses. What can you see, hear, touch, smell, or taste? This pulls your attention away from anxious thoughts and brings you back into the present moment. By practicing emotional regulation techniques, you can develop a greater sense of control over your reactions, making it easier to stay calm and connected in relationships. 7. The power of secure communication. One of the most essential aspects of healing from anxious attachment is building secure and healthy communication habits in relationships. Open, honest, and calm communication fosters trust and creates a safe space where both partners can express their needs and concerns without fear of judgment or rejection. To begin, it's important to express your feelings in a way that is clear and non-confrontational. Instead of saying, "You never care about me," try using I statements like, "I feel anxious when I don't hear from you for a while." This approach focuses on your emotions and avoids blaming your partner, which reduces the likelihood of triggering defensiveness. Another key element of secure communication is being mindful of your tone and timing. Instead of approaching your partner when you're overwhelmed with emotions, try to wait until you're calm and able to articulate your feelings clearly. This shows respect for both your emotions and the relationship. Additionally, it's crucial to communicate without becoming overly dependent or reactive. If you're feeling anxious or insecure, instead of immediately seeking constant reassurance, try to reflect on what might be triggering these emotions and communicate your needs in a balanced way. For example, you can say, "I sometimes need reassurance, but I'm working on feeling secure in myself." By practicing these secure communication strategies, you'll strengthen trust, deepen your emotional connection, and create a foundation of safety in your relationships. 8. Finding peace through healing. Healing from anxious attachment is a journey, not a destination. It's important to remember that change doesn't happen overnight, and patience with yourself is key to cultivating peace in your relationships. As you work through your attachment patterns, you'll face setbacks and moments of vulnerability, but these are all part of the healing process. The first step towards healing is acknowledging that you deserve peaceful and healthy relationships. It's about understanding that your worth isn't determined by how others respond to you, and that you can build trust and connection over time. By allowing yourself to be patient and compassionate, you give yourself the space to grow and heal at your own pace. As you begin to implement the strategies, such as setting boundaries, practicing emotional regulation, and improving communication, you will gradually notice positive changes in your relationships. This is not a quick fix, but as you heal, the need for constant reassurance and fear of abandonment will lessen. Over time, healing leads to a more secure sense of self and, in turn, more peaceful and stable connections with others. The peace you find comes from within, knowing that you are enough as you are, and that healthy love takes time, mutual respect, and trust to flourish. Healing isn't about perfection, it's about progress, and each step you take brings you closer to a peaceful, more fulfilling connection with yourself and others. If you're ready to start your journey towards healing and building healthier, more peaceful relationships, it begins with small steps today. Remember, healing from anxious attachment is a process, but every day you choose to invest in yourself brings you closer to peace. Take a moment to reflect on your journey, practice self-compassion, and apply the tools we've discussed. Share your experiences in the comments below or reach out for support. Let's build a community of strength and growth together. Don't forget to subscribe to Brainy One for more insights on emotional well-being, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to heal and grow. You deserve peace in your relationships. Start your transformation today.